one of the questions which I love to ask, and I think it's something that, I think people will get genuinely kind of value from, is that if you were to give advice to your younger self, and you can pick whichever age or an age range or whatever you kind of wish, what would it be?
I'll keep this one short because I know we're running out of time, but I had a traumatic event happen to me when I was 20. My best friend was murdered, and I'm okay now, but it was a very hard time. And I actually quit my journalism degree that I always wanted to be a writer and a broadcast journalist. So it was um, it was a hard time, but what I found is at that time I stopped writing. I
Hmm.
stopped writing for about 9 years. And it's only recently that I've started writing again, started blogging, started doing social media, just sharing my thoughts on things that matter to me. So I would say if I could give myself advice at that time, I would like to say stop, don't stop writing, keep going. But actually, I needed that break. So I think for anyone, something that's really powerful is you are exactly where you need to be.
Hmm.
So that is something that helps me every day. I think that, if I'm going through something or if I'm feeling a certain way, or, if, say, your business is not going the way you want it to, sometimes you have to really consider, well, are you putting the work in that you should be, or are you spending your time on the right things? But also, sometimes you need to be in that difficult place because if you don't experience that, you can't contribute in the way that you need to.
Yeah.
And that's been something that's been really powerful. I'd like to leave your listeners with something that really resonated with me yesterday. I like to read every day, and I read Brendan Burchard is a well-known speaker around the world. He speaks on high performance habits, and he has a great book. But one of his quotes is about success tax. And it's basically many of us want the success, but we're not prepared to pay the price of doubt and failure and fear. We're not prepared to sit with those feelings. And so actually, if you are starting a business and feeling sad or whatever it might be, weird, frustrated, that success tax is the pain you have to go through for your success.
I
And
think it's
that has really
interesting
helped me.
because I think one of the things that I know you're on Instagram, same as I am as well, but you get, I think, too many people and too many memes and the gifs where they talk about, oh, the path to success isn't this, it's that. But I think the problem is that that's not personal. That's just a graphic that you kind of relate to, and it might be motivational. But I almost think part of the reason why I wanted to do this, but like talk to real people in a way that, I'd have the same conversation in a coffee shop, is almost because it's when it makes it real to people that I know. Does that make sense? Because then
Yeah.
it's not just a stupid concept where, because this is also the other thing as well, very few people will actually admit when they're struggling, and I mean admit publicly. So someone I know once admitted that, I'm trying to think how to phrase it, but almost she thought everyone else was doing brilliantly. She was like, I'm not earning as much money as I thought, I'm finding it harder, everyone else seems to be magical on a pedestal, polished, whatever. And it was just because it was everyone's polished kind of Instagram type whatever, but it wasn't genuine. And I think it's one of the things that when I talk to people, almost, I think most people have a very good bullshit meter, and they can tell when someone's taking the piss or not. That you can't fake, or for me, you can't fake video. So there's lots of people that I will see interviews, and just at the back of my gut, I just don't like them, I just don't trust them. And that's where, again, different people resonate with different people. But I think this is why this kind of format, there'll be people that have never met you before, but they might know me. And then the fact that we've had a conversation, they might add you and they might start to connect. And actually, if you can do it, they can do it too. Because it's, and that's why I was very keen to kind of start having these conversations.